Now, surely some of you may remember recently I did a video talking about the Roquan Smith contract holdout. And I put a lot of the onus on the Chicago Bears organization, a lot of the blame on them for it not ending, for them not getting him signed and getting his butt into training camp. Now, surely there are plenty of you that wanted to sit there and take up for the organization for some reason that is still unbeknownst to me, and automatically blame the player because it's the greedy player, it's the greedy agents, and they're the only ones that are greedy here, and they're the only ones that are at fault, which is entirely ridiculous, and we all know it. Knowing damn good and well that if we were in Roquan Smith's situation and or Roquan Smith's representation, we would probably be doing similar things. Doesn't mean our approach would always be right, but we would be trying to get the most that we possibly can. That's human nature. That's how business works. Each side's trying to get as much as they can and take as much as they can. But somehow along the way, we automatically blame the athletes and the agents, and they're the only greedy ones here, and we don't look at the owners and just how greedy they are. Like, if you're going to call these guys greedy, that's fine, that's fair. You've got to call these guys greedy too. They just happen to be even wealthier, and as a result, could put together an infrastructure within the media that structures things as a result of always calling it a contract holdout, not so much a lockout. To me, the way I looked at it, it felt like initially it was more of the Bears locking out Roquan Smith from signing with the team than it was Roquan Smith truly holding out. But it is what it is. So you can imagine I am happy and relieved that the Chicago Bears and Roquan Smith have finally come to terms, and he's finally signed his dang rookie deal, and now he's officially a member of the Chicago Bears roster. I'm happy about that. I'm pissed about the path to get there. I'm ticked off and aggravated by how long it took to get there, but ultimately it's done. And my thing for all sides is I hope you truly felt it was worth it. Because the reality is, it probably wasn't. It's kind of like both sides get into a pissing contest, and they all look stupid when all is said and done. And my sincere hope is that this will just become a mere footnote in history for Roquan Smith and his career, the Chicago Bears, and their history. That's what I want this to be. I don't want this to be something that we look back on years from now, like we did with Curtis Enos and Kate McNown and Cedric Benson and their contract holdouts, resulting in we fail like, not entirely true, but primarily due to missing that time in rookie camp, missing that time in training camp, and never really panning out for the Chicago Bears. I certainly hope to God that Roquan Smith doesn't join that list. The list I want him to join is the Bill George, Dick Butkus, Mike Singletary, Brian Urlacher list. Superstar middle linebackers, face of the defenses, championship level defenses, except for the case of Butkus, but Butkus was an all-time transcendent type of player, and all of them with busts in Canton in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. That's what I want from Roquan Smith, because ultimately, when the Chicago Bears are at their best, they're most successful as a team, they're most noteworthy as a team, they have a great running game, which we all know they have now with Jordan Howard and Tariq Cohen. And they've always had great middle linebackers since the position was created, because the Bears really, as an organization, created the damn position. You look at it, and when they're at their best, they're most noteworthy, it coincides with having a great generational type of talent at middle linebacker. And I certainly hope to help in Vic Fangio's system that somebody like Roquan Smith can be somebody like Patrick Willis. Because if he is, this Bears team's trajectory will change in a hurry. And personally, now that we've gotten past this foolishness and the ridiculousness of this holdout, I'm geeked, pumped, and excited for this upcoming season. Not because I think there are championship aspirations, but because of the potential of the promise of the future and what it could be and what it might be with some of the young talent they've accumulated on offense, with a young, unproven quarterback that, frankly, we don't know one way or another what he's going to be in Mitchell Trubisky. This is a critical year in his development, especially with an offensive-minded first-year head coach like Matt Nagy. Now you get to a defense that played well at times last year, has a quality leader in Vic Fangio, and has some talent there. You inject a top 10 marquee type of talent like Roquan Smith into the mix. Woo! I don't know what this year's going to bring, but if Trubisky in any way, shape, or form proves that he could be that dude, and Roquan Smith can prove that he can be that dude, we might be talking about the Chicago Bears team being a lot more relevant, a lot more serious, a lot more competitive, and a lot more like a contender, a lot sooner than we might have pretended or imagined to be. This season is so critical for this organization because if it doesn't go right, this organization has been set back years, and that's not hyperbole, that is not exaggeration, that is unmitigated fact. This is one of the most important years in Bears history in quite some time. And it is personally why this is a season I'm looking forward to the most since 2006. Yes, that was a Super Bowl season where they went and lost, handed Peyton his first ring. But it's the last time I was this excited for a Bears season. I'm incredibly excited about it. They could go 7-9, I don't care. But if Roquan is Roquan and what Roquan's supposed to be, and a lot of people believe he can be, and if Trubisky can be that dude and start to show signs that he could be that dude, then the rest of the NFC North better buckle down because they're about to bear down, bitches. Woo! Roquan Smith is signed, baby! Let's get to work!